Welcome to the Grown Up Group. This is a podcast of regular people tackling the world from a Black perspective. Today, we are going to be discussing Diddy and his apology. So, I got to tell you, I'm Ty and I'm here with Joe. And Joe, I would love to hear your feedback about the Diddy apology.
To me, it was spin. That's all it's spin. It's PR.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Period. Because at the end of the day, this woman came out years ago and said she was a victim to you, and you
Mm,
called her a liar, a money grubbing whore. She just want money. She just want money.
yeah.
And what makes it even worse, you know, and again, I know that there's dozens of people around him who basically, if he was to stab a baby on the church steps, they would say, "Oh, well, it was the baby's fault." You know what I mean? At the
Crazy.
end of the day, where are these people's morals and values? I'd
Mm,
rather, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stand around you and watch you beat a woman and then just still rock with you. But getting to his apology, it just made it just made me look at him as even less than I already did.
mhm.
When I saw the video, I was like, yeah, he's a bitch. I mean, I couldn't say it any other way. You chased a woman, not, and I don't condone domestic violence on any part.
Right.
No woman should hit a man, no man should hit a woman. No couple should be putting their hands on each other unless it's for affection. Okay. So with that being said, it's not like they were in the room together and they got into this heated argument and she poked him in the head and then he swung back and they started fighting. No. This woman ran away from you.
Right.
He was no threat to you.
Hmm.
This woman was literally trying to get on an elevator to get the hell out of the building you were in. Probably while your ass was in the shower, she said, "This is my minute,
Yeah.
my moment to get away from his crazy ass." And
Hmm.
what did you do? You came out
Yeah.
in a towel,
Hmm.
and beat and stomped that woman in a on the floor of a public hallway.
Yep.
And you're no fool. You know there's cameras in every hotel you go in,
Absolutely.
but you didn't give a damn because you thought you were who you are. And that's right there. And that's what kills me. You were so brazen to do it in a place where you know you were being watched. To a woman that was trying to escape from you, not only did you beat her down to the floor, but then you had the nerve to stomp on her.
Yeah. That part took
She
me
was
out.
no threat. That woman was no threat to you. And that's what you, and again, not to say that I could, it's okay. Oh, if they was just in the room and arguing, started fighting. No, I don't condone it either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like in that moment right there, like I was a father right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what her paternal situation is, but I know I got two daughters, and if her and her father are in a good place, can you imagine seeing that?
Yeah. Mm.
There wouldn't be a place on this fucking planet he could hide from me. He don't have enough bodyguards from me.
Mm.
And that's what I saw. I saw a little girl probably in that moment saying, I wish my daddy was, I wish somebody was here helping me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he got daughters. So, you know what? There is absolutely nothing. There's nothing he could do. He can't apologize enough.
Mm.
And anybody who accepts that or who wants to come out, and when this happens, there's always going to be one or two people. Well, you got to understand where he was at. Me and him go back. Nah. Mm-mm. As a man, if you give him anything but grief, your ass is just as sorry as he is. I mean, I'm sorry, but it just it's one of those things that there's nothing he can say to
I,
make up for that. Nothing. There's nothing. He can't apologize enough.
I
Put
agree.
him on an anthill of fire ants and pour honey on his ass, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry. You
I
know,
agree.
you know.
I
But
agree.
yeah,
So I want to give my perspective on it. So
as a woman, yeah, like where were you at in here when you saw that girl on the ground?
my first immediate response, and I got to tell you because I always think of safety, and I've taken so many self-defense classes. And I want to really promote that. All women, I believe all women should take self-defense classes. It don't even only
Absolutely.
teach you how to defend yourself in the moment. It also tells you about quick thinking. If you're escaping a predator, and we'll go that into a little bit further in a minute. But if you're escaping a predator, somebody that you're fearful of, you don't stand at the elevator and push a button. You take the fire exit
You
and you
hit those stairs. You hit
forget
those damn stairs.
forget the baggage and the luggage. That stuff could always get reclaimed and picked up somewhere else and purchased some other time. I understand that she was trying to escape. I get it. I get it. But forget the sneakers, the flip-flops, barefoot down the hall, just
Mm-hmm.
like Tina did
Mm-hmm.
when Ike striked her. She jumped out that limo. She had her outfit on, but her face was beat. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and going in, sometimes you lose that dignity, but for freedom, is worth it. Not for the dignity that you
Yeah.
lost while you were crumpled up on that floor. I do not blame her at
Yep.
all. That's not what I'm saying. It's not her fault
No,
what
absolutely
happened to
not.
her. But if you are trying to escape someone that is actually chasing you and you're trying to escape, smart logic, just hit the fire exit, make sure you hit those stairs barefoot. The, the I think about who could have helped her if she would have made it to the first floor. That's what I think about. I think about
Yeah.
who would have been on standby right there to say, we'll put you in this room. We'll make sure that he doesn't know. There's not an amount of
Mm-hmm.
money because there's certain things. And I remember even in instances where, I put myself in that situation. I'm in this room number. Please do not give my name and number out to anybody. Point blank to the
Right.
period.
Yeah.
I'm being sought after. I do not want to be pursued. Please put me here. You have to think about your safety first. And ladies, if you don't do anything else, when you're in a situation and a dire need to get away from somebody, you run the opposite direction of where they would go to. His first impulse would have been to check that elevator.
Yep.
So I'm gonna hit
Yep.
those stairs and make sure I go down 6 flights. I don't care if I gotta run down 6 flights and then he'll hop on the elevator. But I'm making sure that
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't, I'm not in his eyesight or his view at that moment. And that's really what it comes down to. But I also want to say that that apology had to be the weakest thing I've ever heard in my life. Accountability Diddy. You got you the nerve. In December, she wanted a check. She was a hoe that just wanted a check and was so seeking
Oh,
out.
of
Now she
course.
put everybody on to get in a check and getting some money from you. In December, that was your claim. You took no accountability back in December when she was saying it. And years prior to that, you took no accountability. But today, now you say, I take full responsibility for my actions, and which was
Mm-hmm.
admission of guilt to me. That's an admission of guilt. And because he has that admission of guilt, immediately he should be locked under a jail. He should be locked under a jail. And I don't care that the footage it go past the 3 year period because the video is from 2016. You have assault, you have kidnapping, you have the R word, you have battery, you have SA. There's so many different charges that you should be brought up on because you didn't just take that woman back to her room and treat her with the
Mm-hmm.
utmost respect after we saw you watch her on that video kick her down to the ground. I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that to my worst enemy in a fight. So I can't even imagine like what you did
Right.
once you were behind closed doors to her. So I immediately think of all the things criminally that you should be charged with. And if not for just that one video, that now gave truth to the claim that she made. Forget the check. If I was Cassie, I honestly would
It
just be like,
gives her
keep the check. I
credibility.
wouldn't even want the
Yeah.
check. I would say,
No.
you keep the check. It's not worth my pride and my dignity and the stress that you put me through.
And
Um,
honestly, that's what she probably is right
you
now.
know,
She's probably
you
saying, you know what? That's all she wanted was credibility.
Right.
She wanted to be believed.
And what infuriates me the most is that someone in that hotel had that footage for that long and not released it, not put it, through the police. Because
Well,
if I was somebody on the receiving end of that, immediately I would have record, push play, and then I would have dropped it off at a police station. Think about it.
yeah.
That 3 year lapse is that 3 year time frame has lapsed because someone had that video and did
Someone
nothing
held
with
on
it.
to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
held on to it.
So don't do it. But see, my question is, and I'm not disparaging Cassie or giving her negative motive in any way. But what
Mhm.
I'm wondering is, was her first response to that to, you know what? And again, victim mentality is very different.
Yeah.
Okay. And considering who he is and considering the weight he carries,
Yeah.
you know, maybe her thinking was, you know what, criminally nobody's going to do anything to him because of who he is. So perhaps her first thought was, you know what, I'm gonna hit him in his pockets.
Mm.
At least that way, if I don't get justice, I'll get something. And
Yeah.
if that's what she did, if she put that in a civil legality, then that would explain why that footage has been held on to for so many. Because she filed a lawsuit against him years ago,
I remember. Yeah.
apparently, like right after this incident happened.
Right.
So that could be the reason why this was held on to for so long. Because if she put a civil suit against him, then that footage, it can't be made public at that time.
Right. Got it.
You
Got it.
know,
That
so
makes
that's
sense.
yeah,
That
that's the only
makes
reason why
sense.
I'm thinking it's coming out now. I'm saying because if she did go first with the civil suit, then that's why the footage had to stay under wraps until recently.
Okay. I did want to say that Black Hollywood, or Black Holly Weird, is not a true representation of the Black community. There is no community
Mm-mm,
within that organization to protect our artists, musicians, and actresses and actors. And
mm-mm,
that needs to change. You see it with Amanda Seals. Yes. Did you see her interview? And I
mm-hmm,
thought immediately, if I could bubble wrap her, and when you true to your form and people are threatened by that, true to who you are, meaning, and people are threatened by that, and then they start to ostracize you. I'm such a fan for the underdog that I'm like, no,
mm-hmm,
Amanda, go harder, go stand stronger, go against them, try to still keep going, do what you do. That's your passion. You're great at it. A part of me so wants to root for her. But getting back to the Diddy situation, there needs to be more representation in Black Hollywood regarding these artists. They need protection. They need a law. They need something to say as a think about civil rights. We got
mm-hmm,
to go back that far and say within our actual jobs, we
mm-hmm.
should be treated like human beings, regardless of what our
Sure.
talent is. That's crazy.
Yep.
But think
Yeah,
about
and yeah, and when you look at like black entertainment, Hollywood, the music industry, you know, and you look at guys like your Diddy's and these other movie producers, not just record producers.
that.
You
Hmm.
know, they get black people come from a different world than their white counterparts in Hollywood or in music.
Hmm.
If you're 9 times out of 10, you're coming from a black you're a black person getting into entertainment. You're probably coming from a background that's not as privileged
Mm.
as, let's say, a Taylor Swift or a Zach Brown or one of these, or Jennifer Lawrence or you know actors whose parents, and it's so funny when I look up certain actors, white and black, like I'll look at, let's say, a white actor or actress. Oh, the son of nutrition mother and a college professor father.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
son of a
yeah,
of a father owned a chain of furniture stores. Mother was a doctor. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Then
They
you
have
look
some
at our
prestigious
community.
background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so and so got an Academy Award, but his mother worked 3 jobs and he never knew who his father was. So that's pretty much the dynamic that we have. So when you get our black men and women in these entertainment industries, they're put in a position. Okay, either I can was being done to me and keep moving forward,
Mm,
or if not, get who I am and I go back to the fucking projects.
right. That
You know what I
vulnerability,
mean?
that vulnerability that they
Yeah,
have of
and that's
exposure.
why these
You
people
stay,
play
you
on
fight
that.
where you stay quiet and you fight through it, or you think about it. That's survival mode. That's survival mode. It's
And that's
sad, but
and
that's
sadly,
survival
that's what it
mode.
is.
Yeah,
That's what it
that's
is.
survival mode. Jazz, just
You,
to bring you into the
oh, hey,
conversation.
Jazz.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
sorry,
I'm
Jazz.
sitting for a while watching.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
So just to bring you in a conversation, we were getting everybody's thoughts on Diddy's apology.
Uh-huh.
And we wanted to know exactly what your thoughts are on Diddy's apology. What do you think about his, I'm sorry, I wasn't in the right mental place.
No,
And yeah.
when I saw that, my thing was just from the beginning. I always not even rooted for Diddy, but for some reason, he had like a soft spot with me. I don't know, it was weird. I don't know what it is. Like maybe from back in the day, it was like I didn't see he could do no wrong to me because like who does that type of stuff? But as time went on, I'm like something's not right with this man. Something's not right with this man. Everybody ain't lying. So the
Exactly.
apology to me was first time I never even mentioned her name. Who apologized to, Diddy? Say her name. You can't even say her name. That's another form of disrespect. It is. Like not even acknowledging who she is, who the
That
victim
right
is.
there. That
Right.
right there.
So
Yep.
then it was like we got, I don't know if it's in like in any other community, but the black people in the community be like, we say like, oh, he went to go talk to the lady. I'm like, did he wouldn't have talked with the lady? He's like, I'm going to get help. I'm seeking therapy. I was a monster back then. Everybody say you're a monster now.
Yeah.
You're a monster now, Diddy. It's pathetic. You only going to send this stuff because you got caught. Other than that, you deny until they had it on camera. Now what? Now what you come on? If you even got your little pretty sons with little bird chest out, make a diss song about let's be for real.
Yeah.
One of his mouth, I would love him to keep one of his mouth because guess what? He gonna run it right and dig them a nice little hole.
Oh
So
boy.
my thing was he's so pathetic. Like, oh, now you want to go talk to a therapist? Ain't no other time do you think you need therapy? No other time. Everybody been saying to her a
When
monster
you
the
got
entire time. Right. And you, like I said, you acknowledge her. Or any other people, because like I said, it's other people who are victims too. They can't even say. And another thing, right? They play with Cassie so bad, but nobody mentioned her friend. Her best friend said this years and years ago about Diddy. How he would try to make them have, sex with him at the same time. I think she was a writer for Cassie too. She was writing for Cassie, I believe, or something like that. And what she did was kind of smart was he may have quieted her either legally or illegally by like force or either by like a non-disclosure.
Yeah.
He quieted her, but he didn't quiet that friend. That friend been hollering all these years. And tell this story, everybody was laughing like, oh, she's just jealous, she's mad, she's angry, all this stuff. Now what? Now what? Now what? That man was a monster on camera.
She gets her credibility back.
Yes.
That friend need to be credited and paid too, because he took her through hell too, because there was no telling we got her blackballed in the industry. They tell her what he done did to this girl.
Yeah.
The apology was trash to me.
I think so too. And I didn't think it came from a sincere place. It couldn't have come from a sincere place.
It came from
you would have done it at the time that
you
took the action instead of waiting all these years and be like, oh, I'm caught my hand in the cookie jar now. I gotta go back.
Right.
Let me apologize.
And that's my thing too. You never said anything until you got caught. Now, mind you, before the video came out, he said nothing.
Well, he said something. He said that they were after
he
his
said
money.
she was a whore, money grubber.
She was after his money.
But I'm saying, you never even said.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played this girl, played to her face. Now what? I think you should pay her again.
Yeah.
He did.
He apologized to his fans. He apologized to the people that buy his music, and that's what he didn't apologize to her.
And you know the crazy part is too? I mean, I believe Cassie's black somewhere in there, right? He could have did that to the hood chick. I promise you, in a stack of Bibles, we would have, first of all, raised your voice is a no-no. You put your hands on somebody, he would have got checked. Let me say something. He would have been on the red carpet with makeup on his face too, because he'd have been hurt. Oh, I gotta wear makeup too? I gotta wear makeup. Now you gotta wear makeup too, because you was not gonna play with nobody. I know hood chick, not one of us.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, you'd have been hurt.
I would have called every uncle and brother, cousin I ever
Let
know
me tell
in
you.
my life. There's repercussions to that in the streets, okay?
Let me tell you. No, you would have been chasing me in that hotel room out of church by the dingy. Look, right that page. You want no pages? Watch this. People don't understand nothing until you get violent with them. So get violent back.
Right. And that's why I said, that's how you can see that he groomed her. He groomed her. He approached her when she was very young. And he made sure to keep her wearing that vulnerable
isolated.
Isolated and vulnerable. So when you see that happen, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna plug, some mental health websites as well as domestic abuse websites at the end of this, because they, if you can't escape and you can't get away, please reach out to one of these websites. Please seek help. Please tell somebody. Please speak. Scream your story. So many people that tell their stories years after the fact of abuse, and they got movies and stories and so many things that come to it. Maybe you can take your sad story and your abusive story and make some income from it.
And help somebody else.
And not only that, there's a way to exit. Don't ever think that there's, he's stronger than me, or he's gonna, do this to me. Once you get out of that person's grasp and they can no longer have access to you, they lose all of that power that they had on you. They lose all of that. So just keep that in mind. Please make sure you seek help. Please reach out to the 800 numbers that I'm going to post, as well as the websites, and seek help. Thank you guys so much for your feedback on the Diddy situation.